Hey, True Believers. Chris Mack coming at you with Batman number 497. This was part 11 of Knightfall originally. This was a reprint that they released at comic shops a while back. And again, even though it's not the original book, if you at least want to read it, I mean, $1 for a reprinted full comic book, that's pretty awesome. I can't complain about that. But Knightfall was one of the earliest events I remember reading alongside the death of Superman. That was the first one I remember reading in terms of main events. And then this was the one that I remember consecutively reading thereafter. And to this day, it still kills me to read this comic book. Strap in, because it's one of those hard reads. Bane, I believe, was created by Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I think that was the creative team, because his first appearance was called Vengeance of Bane or something like that. And you come to find out that Bane came to Gotham to wear Batman down and take over. So at this point, this is an accumulation of 10 books leading up to showing how Batman was worn down through the invisible hand of Bane. So I like the way that it starts open, because you just see an exhausted and battered Bruce Wayne. I feel so bad. I want to die. And now he's here in Wayne Manor. So you see him come up, and a place that's supposed to be his refuge has been invaded by his most feared villain. And so how he said he was so tired he wanted to die, he goes, and here he is, ready and willing to grant my wish. So the print date on this book was July 1993. The creative team that gave you The Broken Bat was Doug Mowick, writer, Jim Aparo, artist, Dick Giordano, inker, Adrian Roy, colorist, Richard Starking's letterer, Jordan B. Gorfinkel, assistant editor, and then Denny O'Neil was the editor at the time. Batman was created by Bill Finger with Bob Kane. And like I was like, you could be no one else. This Bruce Wayne is nothing but a mask, and one which no longer serves any purpose. Although my mask still does. And he explains the Venom potion, as he calls it, or the derivative or whatever. And Bane's saying, my Venom is different than what you've been exposed to. Because there's an issue where the Riddler gets pumped full of it, and Bane's talking about how his is more potent, and that's why it makes him look like such a big hulking beefcake. And I love how, the world's greatest detective, Batman, terror in his face. And Bruce is like, all the death, all the wasted lives, it's been nothing but what? To break me down? And he goes, Gotham, the ultimate prize. You'd just kill to rule this city just for, I'd kill for anything. I'd kill to silence a grating voice, to darken the light and eyes that dared look at me. And so, being Batman, he sees that this is evil incarnate. He's like, I've spent my life fighting your kind of evil and madness. I'd not be here if it were otherwise. And so, he's saying that you come to death's door, my door. So in that case, one more time. So you see the Batman come into action. And you're thinking, yeah, he's going to kick Bane's butt. But this time, it's different. He jumps in, Bane just easily smacks him. This time is doomed. Pushing too hard. For too long. And so at this point, all the talking is over. There's nothing left to say. All Batman can do is, in the middle of this fight, think about what led him here. Already burned down and out from ends in every angle. Battered, bashed, and scarred from 1,000 cuts and blows. Toitering on brittle bones. Lights too bright and shining even in the dark. Too much punishment, overwhelming odds. Passing blood for weeks. Racing for death my whole life. And so while this is happening, Alfred's able to come to, and he's trying to reach Tim, because Tim lives nearby, because the Drake family was rich at this point. The parents had not died. So Alfred's trying to get Robin. And you can just see that he's slowly just dodging these punches, mired in a slow motion panic of helplessness. And through it all, no sleep, no rest, even when movement itself was impossible. Nothing but the mind's desperate urge to get off the floor and strike back. And so here's chunk, and you just see the pathetic blow that Batman's trying. He's trying his best, but he's just worn down, as we see through his mind's eye what's been going on for months now. And I like how Bane says, "You are already broken." And then we cut away to a symbolism of the busted bat symbol. And again, just pages upon pages of Batman thinking back to what's happened, and Bane just mercilessly just tearing him apart. And then we think, Alfred gets to Tim, and he's like, "The master needs help bad." He's like, "How bad?" "I don't know, lad, but we may need an ambulance." And so you're thinking, why this is happening? And then Bruce is talking about how he can't give up. He says, "Can't give in. Not now. No matter how hurt, can't let him win. Can't surrender to the blessed relief of ending it all." And we see him get smashed into the display case of Jason Todd. He's like, "Jason, Robin." So you're thinking, okay, Alfred's got Tim. Bruce is kind of starting to think about what needs to be done. But again, this behemoth just won't stop. And the panels are so simple and yet so effective. You just see wham, and you just see the power of what Bane is doing to him. And he says, "Instead of kill you, I'll merely break you." And this is the issue where we get this iconic scene of Bane breaking Batman's back. So I want you guys to go back, and I want you to read this in its entirety, because between just the simplicity of the paneling, beautiful though it may be, and just those quick little blurps of Bruce thinking to himself about everything that's been going on, he goes, "What I have left isn't enough. Not when I've already taken more damage than any man can endure in a losing cause." You're thinking that he's gonna pull through and beat Bane back, but that doesn't happen. And it's a hard book to get through. But that's again why this series again was one of those pivotal Batman stories that you've had to at least read once in your lifetime. Now, one little anecdote I want to throw in here that I'm not 100% sure on, let me know, but when I was watching on Amazon Prime the Image Revolution, when the Seven left Marvel and started Image Comics, Marvel sales slumped because those were like their top tier talent that left. Now, Rob Liefeld in that interview goes back and talks about because of what they did. They were saying that after they quit Marvel, they went across the street to DC, and Todd chewed the DC editors out, and they all left. And then Rob came back in an interview saying because of the slump sales and what they were organizing at Image, he goes, "We're the reason that they killed Superman. We're the reason that they broke Batman." How true that is, I don't know. I just thought it was kind of interesting that Liefeld said that. So let me know or Liefeld, however you pronounce his name. If I'm wrong, let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. Speaking of which, if you've enjoyed this comic book, please first and foremost support your local comic shop and either pick up the original singles of this event or the 2 collected trade omnibuses, or just this issue, which is $1. And you get a whole lot of good story for $1. I can't complain about that. And if you've enjoyed this review, we really would appreciate if you take a moment to hit like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you could possibly know. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that fancy little bat bell next to subscribe, that way as we continue to upload content, you guys will get notified. You can come to the channel, and I was just saying a moment ago, we'd love to hear feedback and talk with y'all down in the comments below, or our social media pages, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description. So with all that said, I hope y'all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.